Hey everyone, I'm Jason from Trading Games, and today I'm going to take you on a tour of the entire Kiosk collection all at once. We've had lots of people come and visit and do videos of their own, but I've never made one big comprehensive one of everything. I have over 20 kiosks in this room, over 20 signs, maybe even 30 different signs. And I'm just going to go one by one, give you some quick, views of all the kiosks. Now let's get this room turned on, fired up, and then we'll start the tour. First of all, we'll start with the Atari Jaguar. Pretty neat. It's all injected molded plastic, has all the really fancy shapes in it. It is supposed to have a piece of plexiglass over the front here. It has speakers in it and actually has an amplifier to make these really stand out in the stores. Alright, now we have kind of a sad PlayStation 2 kiosk. It's in the state of disrepair. All these arms break off these things. I'm getting ready to restore this, retro bright this out, make it look nice and new again. And this is just a sticker over the PlayStation 2. And this opens up where they stored the remote for the TV and everything. Now this one's pretty neat. This is kind of like a kiosk and a store display, storage all in one. Now this actually is probably not the proper monitor for this, but I put it there and it fit really well. Got a PlayStation up here and speakers that are actually disconnected right now because they are extremely loud. Lots of storage space for all the games in the system. Now I just put some random stuff in it, really not much games. This is very old. Odyssey 2 Kiosk, not very many of these found. You can check on Trading Games, there's another video of this up there too. This is also part of another home display and another countertop display, all kind of merged together. So the Intellivision kiosk here actually has a functioning Intellivision on the top of the system here. Lots of storage underneath to hold games and systems. The TV is really not a proper TV for it right now. I'm still trying to find a replacement that matches the early 80s. Got a whole bunch of the Coleco tabletop arcades. Goes good with being a Colecovision kiosk. Really neat system. These are actually functioning arcade sticks. The TV is behind glass, keeps it protected. You just use the standard keyboard and pick your game. And sound just comes through the speakers in the TV. There's just some storage underneath here. Now the Atari kiosk is pretty neat. This is my favorite one by far. Just really neat marquee. We have a non-functioning Atari here, and it actually has a brain underneath here, and then you can select which game you want to play on it, and then it uses these arcade style joysticks. But it could have a functioning Atari up here, and these could be hooked up, whatever you really wanted to do on this. And then I guess it's worth mentioning this is a Nintendo Sharp TV. This has the built-in Nintendo system into it. And then if you wanted to play the Nintendo, it'd be just a matter of powering the Nintendo on and then changing the input. Fits really nice in here. It's a good place to keep it and use it. Just a kind of a corner full of stuff, some old Nintendo signs, some neat of the puffy signs. I got my Steel Battalions that I still play every now and then. Part of a old Atari kiosk leftover marquee, and a Gamecube one I might get to restoring one day. Oh yeah, we got the Star Fox jacket and the Star Fox competition card. But we're not going into too much games today, mainly just the kiosk and the signs. And of course, we break it out every now and then. Hook it up. Gotta get our exercise on and play games at the same time. Now this is a pretty neat kiosk. This is one of the ones from Kmart's. Primarily, that's where I found them at. And now I've modified this system over the years. It used to have a PlayStation, a Gamecube, and an Xbox. And they're all three hooked up with TVs. But I didn't use it as that. I actually put two PlayStation 1s head-to-head system link so we could play some Doom and some Command and Conquer against each other without cheating on each other's screens. And we got an original Xbox kiosk. pretty neat. I put the Halo Edition Xbox in it. I thought it looked a lot neater. Really neat system too. It has an amplifier that drives speakers in it, so it's very loud, and actually has a sub behind here, so it gets very loud. Now, I just wanted to point out an old Gameboy Sign. This had a black light that lit up from behind. The ballast isn't working on it right now, but this looks really neat when it's on. It just glows that really cool color. And then underneath it is an Atari 5200 kiosk. So this kiosk has almost killed me a couple times. It's the heaviest kiosk in my collection, so I don't like moving it. But I do have a great video out of this thing dismantled with everything behind it and the arcade build of this thing. You got your little spinner here with some information about games and your arcade style joystick, because everybody knows what came with them. Didn't work. Very cool World of Nintendo sign. We call these the Superbright signs. They're not actual neon, they're just a plexiglass that's backlit. Very cool signs. And underneath it here is the Gamecube kiosk. Everybody loves their Super Smash Brothers, and these controllers have got a lot of use over the years of people playing Smash. Pretty neat. I got a glow-in-the-dark sticker kit on the system just for fun. Really neat Gameboy Sign. That actually has a black light in it also, and does a really neat glow through the Superbright. Really unique look color to that one. And then got the Nintendo 64 kiosk. Has speakers in it. It gets very loud also. I mean, that's what all the stores wanted to do. Just the dome, really pretty, all lit up inside. You know, this really attracted a lot of people to the system. You know, here's your volume controls and your timer controls. These are just lock mechanisms and stuff. Nintendo really put a lot into this kiosk. Very, very tall. I can get to talk about my first fiber sign, my fiber optics. Runs on one nice big bright halogen bulb and tons of fiber optics lines in there, and it just goes through the whole, you know, changing colors. And well, it doesn't change colors, it just lights up different ones in different sequences. Really cool bonus set. And everybody baby said mama. A Wii bowling ball. And then we got the Pokemon Snap Station. These were found mostly in Blockbusters. You'd go in there, take your Pokemon Snap in there, and with the Pokemon that you captured, you'd actually put your own cartridge in it and use a special credit card and activate it and print out the pictures that you had found. Give everybody a quick in view of the inside, and this whole system right here just pulls out. It's how you reload all your printer paper and stuff. So what's really neat about this is it will actually boot off of whatever cartridge is in here primarily, and then the secondary cart that gets put in, it will boot past that. Some more miscellaneous signs around, brand new in box one. Everybody wants to know what model number it is. It's a smaller one for the plastic. Then you got some World of Nintendo, you know, sign, the bubbly globe, kind of neat, and there's a clock back here for Mario too. Very popular, the Super Nintendo. This is a matching base for the system. Sometimes you find them just as the countertop versions, and sometimes you can find them with the whole base, or you can put them together, you know, if you find one at different times. Really neat system. You know, they had a special, you know, not for resale demo carts, you know, the Nintendo reps would fill and put in them. These things have some of them have downward firing speakers and side speakers, and then these up here, the LED marquee speakers. So another thing that gets really loud. That seems to be the theme with the kiosks, to attract attention. So, everybody, the Virtual Boy. I love the Virtual Boy kiosk. I love that sign, that infinity sign. And then you could actually adjust this kiosk up and down, you know, depending on what height you were, you know, and have the controller here. Now, what's neat about this kiosk is that, you know, this is the full base for the system. So this is one you'd walk right up to and look into. But right here in the middle, there's actually only like 2 or 3 screws that you take off. And then this is what you would find for the countertop version of it. So when you bought these things new, you could actually, from the Nintendo, or got them shipped to you, you could get either base you wanted depending on what your store needed. Blockbuster traveling case. Carry your Virtual Boy with you everywhere you go. The Dreamcast. Every single Dreamcast game's in here. They're about 6 or 7 deep. This is my personal collection of games. Thought this would be the best place to put them. Put some of my favorite games up at the front. Lots of different controllers, space to store different systems for retailers. Really pretty, front, and protected. Now what's neat about this is if you look at this bezel and the size of this TV and this big huge unit, you'll find this same TV in the other Dreamcast kiosk, which we're going to walk over to here next. 2 controllers. I got some original arms for it now. This may be one of the only ones in existence nowadays. Now, like I said, let's go over and look at the Dreamcast. Oh, no game in it right now. But yeah, as you can see, this bezel is about the same as the big full-size one. Same control arms, just a different design. This is the kiosk that you would find more of in almost all stores around the country. Your TV controls conveniently underneath there. And there should be a piece of plexiglass over this. I'm not sure where I have that at right now. Alright, the Genesis kiosk. Now I think this thing is timed out on us while we started this filming here because we had it all fired up and going. But real neat, just backlit here. Now I added the light above this to fire down. But this is the DS16 switching unit, and this would hold, the 6 games. And this one just was in this big open area, just sitting in here. Now, what's really unique about this kiosk is, yeah, it's timed out actually. What's really unique about this one, this came from an orthodontist office up in northern Illinois, and the dentist or orthodontist actually purchased this unit and added from the manufacturer a coin play so he can make some extra money off of his customers. Now I guess while we have it here, and I've never really shared this, this is some marketing material for these kiosks. And all the original purchasing receipts and everything for this. Now this is a very similar unit, but it's just one controller. And it has the same switching unit in it, but this one has, it's actually more styled up in here. And of course this one does not have the coin slot on it. But this is how most of them are found. The coin slot one's really unique, but that was an option you could buy from the people who manufactured that kiosk. So this is a pretty neat little item. What this is from the manufacturer Imagic for the Atari 2600. And you could put any Atari you wanted in it. But Imagic primarily wanted to have their games displayed in here, and then you would actually select what number you wanted to play. Now, when the stores purchased these, they also had to use their own TV hooked up to it and supply their own Atari and joysticks. But the unit itself it's very neat. And then a little LED screen here lights up telling you what number that you've picked, and the numbers are actually on the plexiglass here. And I guess while we're just walking past, just got some collections of stuff, some Game Boys. All the different Game Boys. I kind of keep all my Game Boy collection over here in this case. I just like to do just like one of each color is really all I want to own. Sometimes I'll have one open one and one sealed one behind it. You know, some of the Game Boy SPs, and now there's so many different ones of these that some of them are 2 or 3 deep of different models, you know, different colors and stuff, and Superbrights and non-Superbrights, and some fancy different sets. And then this top part is more moving into the newer realm for me of DSs and 3DSs. And I still acquire those whenever I can. Here's a pretty neat sign, Nintendo 64 sign. But what's really kind of neat about this sign is that on the other side of it is Game Boy Color. And I guess this would have been hanging like in the middle of a room so that both sides would display something different. And I know we showed at the very beginning, you know, these signs up here, but that's another fiber optic sign, you know, going through its different wonders there. Those are so pretty. And then some of the other Nintendo Superbrights. I guess last but not least, and a lot of people are acquiring these nowadays. They seem to be in almost everybody's collection, which is kind of neat. I like it that a lot of people are enjoying kiosks now, because these used to get no love. But just the Wii U kiosk, it's very pretty, has, you know, very nice sound. This is actually a working kiosk unit here, and the correct pad for it. Unfortunately, a lot of them just got cut and thrown away. Just on a loop of a demo that's built into it, because it won't actually play games. Well, I'm done with the tour now. I hope you guys enjoyed the quick overview of everything. We do this for fun, and we do this as a business, as trading games. We don't monetize our channel, so if you enjoyed this video, we just like you to support tradinggames.com, where we sell tons of games, and of course the retail store in Fenton, Missouri. So come down, see us, give us a like on YouTube, and share the video, and we'll see you next time.